Do you know what's really important to do the best to live? I think it's the mission. I use the term tenmei, ten for heaven and mei for order, so order from heaven. If you have it, whether you're young, maybe you start to have it around maybe 15 or start to wonder about the mission, what you want to accomplish in your life, until my old age or even more, until the end of life. That's what I think. And that's why I'm talking about it now, about this mission. Because I often say, let's do the best. Why? The answer is the mission. We can do the best for each moment, given the setting, what to do. But it can be also something tied with your vision, dream, mission, that you want to contribute something. If you are connected to the heart, there may be a way of the will of the universe, like thy will be done. And if you know that, you can go with that. But you can also have your own tenmei, the mission. But because order from heaven, so that implies what's from your heart. To me, it's the equivalent of heaven, or heart represent the wind chime there. That's their mission, to represent what you really want to, like may all beings be happy. In my case, that sounds too much, but I went through it, discussed and talked about it, and still convinced, especially after my awakening 25 years ago. So I think what I'm realizing, this is a step-by-step thing. When you do certain step, things become clear and you can see better. So as I start to be more in the now, connecting to heart, at the age 77 and going forward, that's one way. But at the same time, I can have the order from heaven. May all beings be happy. And why it's so important is that that's the source of energy. If you don't know what to do, how do you find your energy? You want to know the direction. If that mountain or this mountain or that ocean or that island or this software or AI advancement, hopefully that's connected to the idea of may all beings be happy, so that you're not sub-optimizing, that your ego is the main character. That's not what I want. But if you are sincere and truthful to find this is my mission. I posted a few videos. One was about, I always forget the name of her, something Mika, old instructor, Japanese instructor, more than 90 years old, 93 or something. And she is fully energized in what she does, and that inspired me a lot. And then Sadao Watanabe, or Nabe, Sadao, what's the nickname? Japanese and English, I get confused. Nabe Sada, yeah, that's the nickname. He's 91 or 2 years old, and I saw his historical development recently, and I was impressed. He looks happy what he does, and he does the live concert, I think 60 times a year or something still. Always looking for a way. And that's the trick. Important. It's not the trick, much deeper than that. That's the orientation of life we want to have. Those who have such a dream is a lucky one. You know why? because heaven helps those who help themselves. That's alignment, especially tied to the may all beings be happy. For people to be fit, for people to enjoy the music, whatever. And in my case, may all beings be happy. I say help myself and help others. The way I do it is keep posting this video. I may still write another book, but leave it on the side. It's a how, but why is to help myself be aligned with the way of the universe and connect to may all beings be happy. And I'm still learning. Like I face some difficulties and get upset, then I start to realize, okay, let's calm down, be quiet, calm, and then find a way. And step by step, given the situation, I do my best to go toward the mission or temme. So if everybody, ideally, have that toward what they really like to do and help the society, I think that's it. And more of those you have and convinced and sincere and truthful, you gain confidence. And the life energy would come up to make that happen from the heart, instead of disconnected and mind in delusion. There's a quality. For example, I just drift off a few minutes here. I wrote a book called The New Manufacturing Challenge. That's waste elimination. And there are various concepts in there. And I just thought about it. There's a picture of the waves and the moat, you call it, the bank, to prevent the ocean to go over. And inside is the flood. So there's a wave and the shield and the flood. What that image tells me is that when things are turbulent, have a block and keep a flow more steady so that you can manage in the area that we can and can do. That means you prioritize work according to the needs. If there are 3, 4, 5 A, B, C, D plans, do A first and B and then C, and if C is becoming more close to the deadline, then you prioritize, but you can arrange in such a manner. This is the idea of the muri, muda. Muri, muda, mura. Muri is overburden, muda is waste, and mura is up and down. So that's the concept, and techniques are there, and how to block, how to orchestrate, how to align, and how to prioritize ABC or ACB or whatever the process, streamline and lower inventory of information so that you have clear process of what is to be done and all prioritized. So what's happening is that I'm realizing what I wrote and worked with the companies works in my own life to process the information, the workflow, and setting up what to do and the sequence of it. Actually, it's quite interesting. So I'm relearning what I preached years, 40 years. Also the idea of mini company and so forth with mini-me idea that I can practice that too. So it's enriching the way of life. And that's why Takemi Mika, whatever her name, and the Nabesada, the sax player, has such a aura, smile, dedication to work. That's what I'm aiming for too. And the more energy comes up, more idea comes up, go over the hurdles one step at a time. And there's a way with this Shila Samadhi Panya and PDCA and connection to the heart and having the mission. If you don't have a mission, it's part of the way that you do the Shira Samadhi Panya or PDCA to figure out what's really fitting for each of us to do. I think it's kind of like a game, if you think like that, but it's a really important game because you are the protagonist, the main character of how to do it. And if you don't know the mission and which way to go, how do you manage your life? You may be just drinking and watching TV and I don't mean to say, because I do those things, but be clear in the mind so that we can practice those ideas as we live. To be happy in the process, not the end. The process is the end, to keep on going. And I think that's just profoundly interesting, including some of the things I talked about. Subjectivity and objectivity be one. The truth is in subjectivity, the subjective is in truth. Heart, connection, and go over the hurdles. We think like it's easy to follow the authority, but that's also a trap because you have to figure out your own. You are living your own life. So if you just follow someone's tale, I may do for especially like a daisetsu, but I still question. And I check as much as Buddha said the same thing. Practice and check and figure out. Be the owner of your destiny. Mission, temme, connecting to heart, and work on it. Let's do. I'm gonna do it. I hope you do, and I hope we can compare notes as we go. Thank you.